Hello everybody, welcome back to Drop Duchy. Last time I played the game was about 5 or 6 days ago. I interviewed the developer live on stream. We got a couple of crowns for some things we did there, so let's see where we are. Siege Camp, Garrison 10, range 2, eliminate from enemies in range. Yes, give me that. Barracks we can't afford, charcoal kilns, fishery. Gain 12 for each connected river except the first 12. Wow, you got to go real far for getting that to work. I think part of the reason why I haven't had a lot of successful river builds yet is that I haven't unlocked a lot of the river tiles, so getting those on board has been less efficient. Minimum flow 15, collect 5 for each connected river. I do want to get a good river run going though. We have extreme available to us, but we only have a third duchy win, so play hard. Go Duchy. We still have 2 missions. Recruit 20 with a single militia base, which we don't start with, so we have to find one. And end a round without a single forest left on the grid. All right, I'll tell you what we might do then, is we might throw a couple of rounds just to get some achievements. Right, this is good. There's no forest here yet, so if I do that, and that, and that, reserve that, and break that. Deforestation, end without a single forest left, and fragmented land, finish the round without a single row. So we have unlocked supply logistics. Each military building adjacent to 3 field squares recruits 4 units. And we got a crown for one of our missions. Now, do we just restart the run? Because this was not exactly the best start. So, let's skip this. Let's go back to main menu. We've taken 2 extra crown, or 1 extra unlock and 1 extra crown. That needs 2. Considered as a terrain. Considered as a plain, forest, and river. Each square gains 4, 4, 4. Wow. I need 1 more crown for that, though. Let's just take Lucky Finds. And then start a proper run. Start a new run. Hard. Duchy. We just need a militia base now. So, 2 extra unlocks done. What do we start with? Garden, fortified farm, wood clearer, and watchtower. Alright, if we've got the wood clearer, let's take the forestier side. Try and get more resources early. We've got nothing we can upgrade yet. So, am I gonna do this yet? No, I'm just gonna leave my resources flexible. And we're going to try and get a couple of Tetrises. Watchtower here would be fine. Where am I going to put these two? If I hook over, I can then do there, and then I need a long piece for over here, which is not great. Let's stick the watchtower there. Then the wood clearer can go down here. Do not love these options. Can I get that into this gap, I wonder? I feel like I probably can't. But you know what? Let's dare to try. No, that was terrible. I'm mad about it. Well, we're learning things, and that's what matters. We're not getting Tetrises right now, so let's just fill this in. We've blown 2 rows completely there. Let's see here. This fits over there. Fortified farm does not have great range. And I'm not going to get any more rows here at the top either. Alright, certainly not my best, but we tried something and it didn't work, and that's fine. I love the commandery, but I want to play rivers. Give me a 4th choice. That way we might have more ability to find river-based stuff. And then we'll have a guild next. Question is, what trades are we going to get? Oh, it's not trades, is it? That's the market. Military building, production building, ranged units. We're going to get a choice of... Oh, it's a random single card, not a choice. Be a military building. Oh, no, it is a choice. Okay. No river stuff, again. Garrison 10, range 2, eliminate 8 from each enemy in range. Love it. Alright, we take the hostile region. We make sure we equip the siege camp. The enemy has 3 units, garrison 12, garrison 13, garrison 12. This will eliminate 8 from each if we can be really, really cozy about it. They want connected forest pieces. As for upgrades, I think range on the farm is the best thing to do early. We can... Oh, this isn't range, this is just more wood. But you know what? We'll do that as well. Not an incredible start, but enough to get working with. Now, this I definitely can fit in here. Can't I? Yeah. Watchtower is a terrible time for it. Let's stick this here. That can go up there. Gets my arrows started. Then the siege camp is mine. Eliminates 8 from here. And the ranger base goes to connected forest pieces, but the siege camp breaks the line for the forest pieces. Takes that down to 4, which is lovely. We have built 2 long sides, which is less ideal right now. That's fine there. Oh dear. Right, we should definitely get a second long piece eventually. Right? There should be 2 of them. However, now I need like 400 of them, it feels. Which has not gone great. I just have to commit to not getting the full effect of everything that I want. There's the other long piece, just a moment too late. Yeah, this has not gone swimmingly, unfortunately. Yeah, you can't go next to all this forest, can you? I got too greedy, is what happened, I think. Fortunately, they are very low on units, which is good for us. So, arrows, weak to swords. We don't have any swords. Swords are weak to axes. And so, let's do this. Make them arrows, then go arrows versus arrows to finish. Decent chunk of gold back, but I'm mad I didn't get more resources from our line clears. Still? No. River stuff. How much do we need gold to upgrade stuff? Not very much. Just doesn't want me to play rivers. Give me a horse stable. I like a horse stable. Then give me all the wheat in the world. There's the trade fair. 400 gold or 500 wood. I think we just take the wood. Then gold or more wood. I should have looked at that first, but we are going to go the hostile side, so I'm glad we didn't take gold, because now we can just do this. Right, we need to unlock another building slot for the horse stable. Then for upgrades, 4th level 2, range 3, fortify 15. Do this now, get better choices. We can do garden to 3. Yeah, sure. River Castle, Mercenary Camp, Fluvial Guard. Alright. Lots of rivers on this round. Not really a time for Tetrising, I suppose. This already feels quite awkward. Right, there's our siege camp, so I feel okay sticking that guy down there. Then our siege camp here. Spin the T-piece over into the gap. Get the wood clearer working. And send 12 to each building adjacent to the connected river. Right, so I can send this down. Yeah. I could save that gap for the river castle, though I can just never play the river castle and that works fine too. I want to get the horse stable on this tile here. This way we get a decent amount of length between us and the wood clearer. There must be another long piece coming our way soon. Or we can stick the fortified farm down there. Since it's the only fields that we're going to have in play anyway. There's no great spot for a lot of this. Go to the left. Yeah, 2 line pieces right at the end is not great. But again, our armies outweigh theirs quite a lot, which I'm totally fine with. We don't need swords. Our arrows take out all their hatchets, then become our own hatchets. Take out their swords. Good. Conquer 100 rounds. Good. Right. I think we have to give up on any ideas of rivers. Reduce building cards upgrade cost by 20%. That seems just a solid pickup right now. Hostile or peaceful? We just go hostile. We still only have the 5 buildings, so we don't need the extra slot. Siege camp 15, eliminate 12 seems great. This recruit 5 also seems great. We can't do both. Let's play more with the siege camp since we've done a lot of stabling in the past. It might not be the best metagame thing to do, but I'm fine with that. Garrison 20, 20 and 20. The river castles are very easy to just prevent the maximum flow issues. With this fortified farm coming in very early, I would like to have a really good area that we can fortify. Because then we can long piece the river down the left-hand side and get a lot of extra stuff. I'd like to be higher. If I do that and that. Yeah, this is good. Mercenary camp garrison 20. Well, we have to play it if we don't want to risk doing a Tetris. I can't get you next to my siege camp this way. I think I'm just going to concede to that being something we have to deal with. I wish I could play the River Castle first. I really want to see some good, solid square pieces, you know? The range on this is pretty nice. It won't reach down to this guy, unfortunately. So let's do this and this. Four long piece can go there. T piece here. The wood clearer is fairly inconsequential because there's not going to be any wood. This is a terrible place for this guy to be brought in, though. We're basically committing our left-hand side to being 2 long pieces, which is scary. The range on that, though, is so good. Lovely. Right, we can play this now. Get a Tetris. Look at all that wheat. Collect 2,500 food. Yes. There's our other long river. But I would need a 3 long piece to go in this gap if I do this, which I can't. If I do this line, that's 2. I can't fill up those lines. This square piece is also just not going to play ball, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'd need a second long piece. Yeah, the geometry on this is not going to work out in our favor, unfortunately. We're only going to get 3 line clears out of this. Then we can get 1 more line clear there. And a very, very mediocre stable. Right, they've got no axes. So our axes can take out these swords. That'll be down to 9. We're not going to be able to make more swords. So we'll make our arrows go 1 for 1 with them. Very good. Very nice. Oh. Collect 300 food via exploration in a single round. Horn of Plenty. Love to see it. Finally, some river stuff, but I think it's just too little too late for the pivot. I wish I could see the map, but I can't. We're also not on a religion build right now, so I guess we're trying a manor. Another trading fair, and then the wall. Where's our upgrades situation? I need enough wheat to get the manor as a building. So I think our next one might be 200. How much gold do we need for a lot of this? Not tons. So give me wood. Unlock this and the manor and upgrade. How much wood is in this? 5 tiles. Explore all squares in range 3 times. Is that immediately when placed? When placed on a plane on each empty, yeah, the adjacent place will grow. Yeah, so it's going to add stuff for being noble, but I don't know if it automatically explores them immediately, or if it just has to, if that's on exploration, when the exploration of the row occurs, it does it extra times. But we'll find out, I suppose. I'll do this as well. All right, we're good. Strategic Pavilion, Rally Point, Wood Fortress, Strategic Pavilion. So recruit 12 for each adjacent military building. Garrison 16 for adjacent plains and fields. Turn adjacent forests into plains. Alright, it's going to be a hoot, I'm sure. Garrison 17, recruit 12 for each adjacent military building. Let's start here. Am I going to slide that in there, or am I going to... Hold on. That's not what I wanted. I could play the river here, if I wanted to. But no, with the wood clearer knowledge, let's do that. I'm going to put this strategic pavilion down here. Hold that one for a while. We are not going to worry about Tetrises on the boss fight. However, I would love to put the horse stable down there for maximum gains. That said, the wood clearer is probably going to have to go on one of these. So, given the choice, let's do... here's a problem, though. Where am I going to put this forest? Fantastic question. Well, the wood clearer is going there. They just are. I could do this, but then I don't love it. I think I'm going to concede on this for now. I could do this. We get some out of the gap. This is adjacent military buildings. We want to avoid that. Yeah, I guess I'm doing this, and I don't love it, but I accept it. They don't have any river-based stuff. Might do this here, because this is one that doesn't care. Each adjacent military building Okay, maybe not. I want to see more planes around these arrows. There's our fortified farm. Each adjacent forest into plains. Right, this is good. Mana incoming. Do we stick the farm in here and then mana on top of it? Recruit 12 for each adjacent military building. We eliminate 12, they recruit 12, so that's a wash, which is unfortunate. I could get the siege camp in here in a minute. That would be nice. And then they'll have one thing left, won't they? Problem is, if I put the mana down first, it's going to expand because it's noble, and then that becomes a problem. So I'll do this. Then the mana. Where's the best place to put you? Probably that. We lose this row here because it's going to expand to there. But I'm fine with that, I think. That's a lot of wheat. Okay, so it's just the immediate exploration of those, which is nice. You go there, shoot them. And this, recruit for planes, but go next to that, you get shot as well. Even more wheat. You want planes. You don't get them. Right, we can't put anything down that isn't going to impact the war right now. So we just make sure that this doesn't impact anything positively for them, which it doesn't. Right, we get some swords out of that. I feel like that went okay. 45 up here, but small stuff around here. We got arrows, swords, and axes. These arrows are the biggest. We want our swords to take them out. We can do that, and we get left with like 4 swords or thereabouts, I think. Then we can come into a smaller number of axes. The axes can then take out their swords. Then that can become a greater number of arrows. The arrows take out their axes, pick these up, finish. Right, we're going to have 45 left after all things are considered. So we lose no extra health here. So glad to hear it. Bunches of wheat. Right, we're not doing rivers. I really tried. I did. Military recruit 4 for each adjacent plain or field. I think that works well with our big wood clearer and our big military farm. Next one boss defeated. Leave the river. I'm mad about it, but our time will come. Right, we've got enough wheat to grab another thing for the rally point. So we'll make sure we do that first. A technology or a building. Well, we want to go to the hostile region, so it's going to be a technology. Boost exploration or an any type. Boost my exploration. Gain more wheat when doing fields, because we have a lot of fields. Right, good amount of terrain. This becomes the rally point. We have one available upgrade, which is the heavy plow. I'll do that. We could do it again. 7 extra. Sure. We might be like totally oversubscribed for wheat by the end of this, but we will see. Mercenary camps, supply line, lose 1 for each, recruit 4 for each terrain in its row. I mean, we can just try and strategically put the horse stable next to something and not play the supply line if we're lucky. Well, not playing the supply line means we're going to be without a hold for most of the game. Which means we're not going to get to play Tetrises here. And that will be fine, I think. Siege camp, I'm going to put in that gap on that side. I think we can do this. And then this. Then the fortified farm. Go here. This is going to work out very nicely. So then the wood clearer gets rid of a whole bunch of this, which makes more wheat, which makes more arrows. And then the horse stable not only has 0 range between the closest building in its row, but also the siege camp eliminates from it. So that's going to get no larger than it already is. Then the stone appears. We are not gonna. We could probably put the horse stable over here, and then try and get the manor over there somehow. I think that'll probably end quite nicely. I would like to get more stone, but we can do this, and then it'll expand out in both directions. Yep, we get a little bit of stone out of that, which is something. Where am I going to put you? I don't want to put a building in here. So this mercenary camp is going to have to go somewhere a lot more awkward. There's the long piece of my dreams. And unfortunately, that's the wrong... It's an S piece, not a Z piece. Good stable. Okay. They've got axes and swords. So... these arrows can take out these axes. Then, to take out their swords, I want my axes. Actually, hold on. Stop. I can go 15 into 14, 15 into 14, then pick up the arrows, go to axes, and then grab everything else. Rather than doing it in one big lump that makes it harder to manipulate the numbers in my favor. Beautiful. We don't have faith. Old Tower, range 2, recruit 5 for each mountain piece in range, plus 30 if surrounded by mountain. It's not bad, but I have to consider, what am I going to give up after I defeat the next boss? Because right now, we have no stone stuff, so giving up mountain and taking wastelands seems like it might be the better option. Military buildings recruit 4 for each adjacent production building. I'll take the passive, I think. And then a guild. Ugh, mouse. Select a building that works with planes. Get a military card with light units. Get a military card with ranged units. We have room for one more military card. Or like one more card in general. With 599 wheat, we can definitely expand to the most expensive unit slot. But I wonder if we're going to have militia, do we want a reasonable mix of military and non-military buildings? Is an interesting question. I mean, it might be a military unit that works on planes. We didn't take a bastion earlier, did we? We could take a bastion now. We've already got a rally point. Then 2 more combats ahead. Hostile 45-25, hostile 25-45. I would like to clear the wood with my wood clearer, but there's no guarantees of that. 200 wood, we can do either the horse stable or the rally point. 5 and perhaps 20, or just 5 for each. I think I like that better. We are going to need wood, right? For some things. We need to upgrade this. We haven't had enough wood to have the option to do this in a good while. So give me the more forested region. We'll try and chop down this wood as effectively as possible. I am 1 short for this, which is unfortunate. Is there anything I'd like to swap out for the bastion? Recruit 3 for each adjacent plane, but you're a noble, so you get a bunch of adjacent planes anyway. Except you're worse because we have garden. 3 of those adjacent planes will be fields, which is less good. So I'll leave the bastion off for now. with the extra consideration. No upgrades available. Stronghold, end of round, recruit 7 for each adjacent empty square or border. And old towers that want to be next to mountain ranges. We should be able to play around that with relative ease. Not easily, but relative ease. It's a bad, very early watchtower, I think. Okay. Hold on. The only problem, I was thinking about putting these two in this little gap here so they never get to be next to any mountain ranges. The only problem with that is I don't get to shoot out 8 of their garrison with my guy if I do that. The rally point is the wrong one. Rally point wants to be next to plains and farms. Basically, what I need is my woodcutter. Quite badly. There's the siege camp. That certainly helps. Oh, and it has more range. So it does get both of those. Amazing. I forgot that. I thought it was just adjacents. Now, mountain woes. Still no sign of my woodcutter. There's the fortified farm. I guess I'm doing this. Thank you for the extra stone. Right, I'm not getting any more out of them for the fortified farm ever, I believe. I want this. No, I want to put that stronghold there, I think. Well, I put this stronghold there first. God, how much I'd love to put my woodcutter down there. Well, there is the woodcutter. What do we have left? The horse stable is the last building, which is a little rough. But the wood gains are handsome. This has to go here if it's going to be of any use to me, I think. There's no point in putting that in there and then getting 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We just go exactly toe-to-toe for that. Am I going to be able to explore anything out of the remainder of this? I am, just barely. A tiny smidge more wood. 30 swords. Nothing to sneeze at. Right. Double swords. This would be 31 axes. Takes out 36 swords. Leaves us with a couple left, which can then become swords to attack their arrows, and then we pick up everything else. Lovely. Alright, the combats so far have been fine. How the final combats go against the big bosses is a whole other story. Harvest 20 stone for each building aligned with it. I like that because we're not going to be getting much stone from stone pieces for the remainder of the build if we're going to eliminate stone from the final encounter. Get a building card with garrison. Fine by me. I do like the military prison. And we've got so much wheat, we can upgrade that a lot in rounds to come. We want to go to the hostile side, and the stone depot works beautifully because we need a lot of stone and we don't get a lot of stone. We just have to not throw by accident. What units have they got? 2 horse stables. We can hopefully get around reasonably okay. Send 18 to each aligned military building with it. Allied military building aligned with it, yeah. So the training camp probably wants to not be played. Where is my siege camp? Eliminate 16. Sounds a lot better, doesn't it? You two aren't being played right now. This guy I don't really surround with that much stuff. The rally point. So I wonder if we take the rally point out and put the prison in. Well, we have 8 tiles, so we can put both in. Unless I want to take the stonecutter in to try and harvest some more stone on this occasion. I guess with 15 HP, I should really err towards better combat right now. We've fully upgraded that stuff, which is lovely. With 300 wood being our most limiting factor. Eliminate 16 at range 2 with garrison 20. Or put these up to recruit 6. I think we'll do this one. And for 80 stone and 80 gold, this is reasonably cheap. A good way to get some stone as well. Okay, we're in. Let's go. Looking out for their horse stables. If I can just put their horse stables next to one another, vertically, not horizontally, that will be good. Very early mercenary camp. And my prison. Hold that. There's their horse stable. So, I'm going to stick my prison in this corner. Then siege camp can go there. And their horse stable is just going to go right next to that siege camp. So they get no growth and they've been shot. Which is lovely. You can get shot as well. Then this manor is going to comfortably fill in some of these gaps. We're going to lose out on some exploration over here, but I think that's okay. Oh, that's lovely. Collect 5,000 stone. This guy is still in range of this tile, and they have one enemy building left. So either we play a building right here, or no building in this column at all. Recruit 4 for each adjacent plane. Stick that there. This needs to go here. That can go in there. This is actually going to work out nicely, I think. At least 6 plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huge buff. No. 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and chop this down. They get the bonus 20. Recruit 40 in a single round with a rally point. Done. This training camp is not getting played. We have 3 player buildings still. One of those is the military farm. Let's fill this gap before I accidentally play a building in it. These are not looking great, are they? Let's stick you in there. Fortified farm can go in here. Horse stable is going to go on that far right tile. And the watchtower is going to go right next to this farm. Beautiful. That is a great old round of combat. Alright, they've got swords and axes. Do I have tons of arrows, so let's do the swords first. 43 swords or 43 axes takes out the 18 and the 18. Then we convert that to arrows to take out these, and then we just hoover up everything else. Get that zooming. $156 extra gold. Bank it. Noble buildings spawn forest instead. I don't know that that's good for us. I have no idea what happens if Royal Will is upgraded. I can't see the full collection from here. I'd have to go into the main menu, I think. Supply logistics. Each military building adjacent to 3 field squares recruits 4. That sounds great. That will do just fine. Right. Refill defense or gain a card. Refill defense or upgrade a card. Well, I think we're going to refill defense rather than spending 300 gold. So it doesn't really matter where we do that. And then it's up to the keep. So what do we want to upgrade? Still don't have enough wood to upgrade our watchtower. I guess because we're chopping down a lot of our forests, but that chopped forest should turn into a lot of wood. Just not quite enough. Right, I'm not taking you in. Probably not taking you in. Military prison up to 40. I'm good with. We can get bigger upgrades. Each military building adjacent to 3 field squares recruits 7. I'm going to do this just because our military farm is going to get that done every time anyway. I want to spend all those resources on this. I don't think I do. I want to save my stone for more particular things, I think. So military, military, noble, military, 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 military. The only military thing we're not taking in is the Bastion. Garrison 10, recruit 3 for each plane. This is range 2, recruit 2 and 5 for each plane and field. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. Especially the smaller buildings are going to be easier to play on this boss fight. I'll spend a little gold ticking that up a bit. 180 units to get through. We'll see what we can do. Let's start with that. Prison. Garrison 40 if adjacent enemy building has more than 45. Now, I could put that here, but this tower recruiting twice then completely eliminates us. So, not going to do that yet. Let's do long stone piece at the edge. I want to get my destroys units guy in here, though. They're going to recruit 30, which I've now ruined that gap, so maybe not. Yeah, there's the siege camp, but it's a bad shape for getting against 2 units here. Let's play the prison there. That's 40 on the board immediately. Okay, let's stick this here. Wood clearer there. Siege camp. If I stick it here, this will be hit for 16. We leave a gap. I'm gonna... It does have range 2. Does that help me? Not if I don't want to give them any units ever. Because the 30 they get is way worse than what I eliminate. I'm just thinking about where I want to get this horse stable in. I could place the horse stable here. They will get 60 units because it's a diagonal and a vertical. But if I did a perfect horse stable to this end, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. It would be 100 units. But I'd have to place a building here as well, which is unideal. Oh, I don't love a lot of this right now. Right, 16. I think this works. Oh, we didn't eliminate anything from here because there were no units to eliminate. That was daft. Okay, rally point, adjacent plains and fields. And we still have this horse stable problem. Okay, if I put the horse stable here, they get 30, but we'll make 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. If I could play it there, I'd be one better. I just can't really play it there yet. Right, if I put this here, I can then put the horse stable. Yeah, I ruined it. I ruined some of it at least. This can go here. This can go here. To what end? I'm not really sure. We're not getting very much in the way of exploration done today, are we? I can't get planes on here, I think. How did we do? Let's find out together. We don't get any bonuses for creating like-for-like units together. 136, 150, 62. It's very close. We're within 5. So we can handle that. Not much in the way of resources. Stone cost by 40% is nice. When placing a building adjacent to an allied building with the same unit type, they both get +8. Arrows, axes, axes, swords, axes, swords. Or reducible stone cost by 40%. I think I'm just going to take the more military advantage, I think. And, like, more passives is fewer decisions we have to make about what things we take into each encounter. We are leaving the mountains behind. It's going to be all wheat and wood for us. Into Act 3. Boost exploration or a technology card of any type. Give me an any type. Increase multi-exploration row bonus by 1. Because we have no synergies for the other stuff right now. Hostile and hostile. Give me a wood depot, because I never seem to have enough wood. And then give me a hostile region full of wood. Hopefully we can finally get some really good stuff. So this goes up to 3/5 with range 3. Do it immediately. What else? What else? What else? Force stable up to 6. Okay, good. They have raider colonies. 75 garrisons. Transform adjacent plain, forest, and river into wasteland. And lose 4 for each. That's really interesting. Right, we know how Watchtower works. We know how Garrison Rally Point works. So I have to sacrifice my resource tiles. The most they could lose would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, 32. So, like a good almost 40% off of those, but we're probably not going to be able to surround them quite that efficiently. But there's a raider colony for a start. Right, we have horse stable manor opportunities here very early, which are nice. So we're going to do that to the absolute best that we can. We're going to lose out on a lot of exploration bonus, but we're going to get 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42 doubled, 84 minus 6, 78 swords. Wow, each of those being worth just 51 like that is tons. These are bad things to be seeing cropping up right now. Oh my god. These numbers suck. Definitely not that. Definitely not that. Good grief, dude. I can leave a gap at the bottom, that's fine. Alright, well that guy's not going to get any smaller, which is delightful. I would clear this. I've got other problems. Would clear range 3. Yeah, I don't love some of what's about to occur. Rally point adjacent planes or things. Still going to get rid of that tile, which I do not want it to. Oh, this sucks. Where is my military farm? Fortified farm would be the name. Please tell me I can put this in that gap there. Thank you. Finally something goes my way. I feel like I don't have much choice than to do this. $75 or $75. Axes versus arrows. I really should have a better internal idea of... Actually, if I stick that there, they still eliminate some of it. This can go here. This is my prison. This fortified farm is not going to do much for me, is it, really? Well, they both give each other units, which is something. I'm just so paranoid about how big some of these numbers are. Oh, God. I want to get that piece in here, but it will not fit past this. How much benefit is it to me to do so? Not very much. Like, it's one line, because that can't be a line. This doesn't get extra. This doesn't get extra. That's not going to get extra. Fine. Right, that helps. And that gets a line clear for 6 wheat. Thank goodness for the giant stable. Okay. They are all axes. So we want to be all arrows. 37 arrows consumes 20 axes. Consumes that, consumes that, consumes that, consumes that. Hopefully, by the end of this, this is all arrows. And then I think we're actually okay. It feels a lot worse than it is. Yeah, we're actually okay by like 125. It just feels like the garrison numbers are so big. It gets scary. Give me another passive. Up to a guild. Something with garrison. Honestly, I'll take another prison. Right. 40-40, 25-50. Getting wood is just really the tricky part of all of this, isn't it? Going to 10 units. They all get 3 fields, typically, because we have garden. So that's nice. I don't need to do stonecutter. I guess we do more stone, more wood again. And just hope. Oh, we have 2 fights ahead. Oh, God. Okay. It's going to be a hoot. Is it time to drop this mana for this prison? I mean, I guess not. Lose 3 faith for each aligned building. 6 if it's a religious one. We don't have to play it. Ranger base, 60. Raider colony, garrison, 105. But then we can reduce that with synergies. I think we're okay here. I think we're okay. I'd like to get... Can we upgrade this rally point yet? Wait. Did I... Rally point is for extra planes. This is just garrison 25. I think I'm doing that instead. Yeah. We just need a lot of wheat to upgrade prisons, or that prison at least. Okay. Let's go. Let's reserve that for a start. This is going to build the most terrain. I'll slip that in there. Wood clearer. Wood fortress, turn each adjacent forest into a plain, recruit 5 for each. Not if I don't give you the chance to. That turns that way. If I do this, I can put my siege camp on top. Then... the Heretic's Lair I do not love. Playing it is really rough. So perhaps that's the one we hold, because that kills a lot of our momentum gains as well. This Ranger base, I can absolutely put in this corner. If I do that, I'm going to put that watchtower right in here, given the chance. This ranger base goes next to this siege camp. And no forests. This is actually pretty good to this mana and that watchtower. Beautiful. That wood clearer does not make it this far. This guy recruits 7 for each connected forest piece. Hoping that I can get that in there, which I can. Where's this fortified farm going specifically is a great question. Probably just right here, though this would also be an option. Get the buffs, get the buffs. 81 arrows is solid. There is, yeah, we don't want to play the Heretics Lair, so stack that up there, make some wasteland. My first prison does not go in this gap because that's where we are horse stabling across. I think this is fine. Do we have any buildings left? 1 player building left. It's another prison. That'll be okay. This is a terrible time to try and place this down. Even more arrows. Other prison, they give each other extra units, which is lovely. Slide that in there. Take off 5 of those. And we'll do... No, that's not a row. This is a row. Alright, I think that went reasonably well as well. Right, they've got arrows, swords, and axes. So, those axes need to be destroyed by big archers, which we have. If we can do that, we'll go down to about 26 archers, which can then become swords. Those swords can take out these arrows, which can then become... maybe axes, though probably not. Either way, we'll take that out and grab those. $35 against 25. Yeah, it was too many, but it's okay. It's swords versus swords. And grab the rest of the swords. So we're still up a good 142. 0 faith, just because we were holding their anti-faith building. With this much money and no use for most of these, I'm going to roll to see if we can find some kind of passive. I don't want rivers terribly. Send 18 to each aligned military building with it. 18 is a lot. We have options. Right, these two are just going to be gain 30 defense, so we can go to either of these. Let's take this one, sure. Okay. Do we have a mission for a training camp? Can't remember. Right, so the rally point is different to the training camp. We don't have a training camp currently. So I may want one. I can upgrade this prison. and this prison, but not both prisons. 55 is a gain of 15. 40 is a gain of 15. When adjacent buildings are next to each other, give 12. Is nice. It is nice. God, I wish I had just so many more resources than I have. I could sell stuff that I'm not going to use in the end game. That is something we could start thinking about doing. Has mana served its purpose? Get some wood, some stone. I mean, I've still got one more encounter that I could use it. This stonecutter is never getting played. Wheelbarrow, you're just going to get me gold for 50, and the odds I explore 2 one-tile rows is fine. Optimizer is fine. There's not that much stuff to sell that I've upgraded previously, really. Anything that I've upgraded is stuff that I want to keep. Largely. Siege camp might go at the end game, because the end boss is like 1 unit, and it obviously gets more as it recruits them, but I don't think that's great. Is the image on that one extra fuzzy compared to the others? Don't know, maybe it's just me. Yeah, so it's about what we want to upgrade then, with 600 wheat. One of the prisons, militia. Basically, does this mana come out for this round? Or do I use it to try and get more resources for upgrading next encounter? Thieves supply, garrison 45, lose 10 and gain 20 for each building in range of 2. Supply line, lose those. Well, this is not fun, is it? I think I'm just going to upgrade a prison right now. We'll do 1, because it's easier to make 1 be independent than 2. And then, don't need this. Do I think I'm going to get more back from the multi-row bonus than I'm going to spend on it right now? Well, here's the thing, right? I can sell multi-row optimizer after this encounter. And we still have the mana for getting some resources. Okay, cool. So, to confirm, garrison 45, range 2, lose 10 wheat, wood, and gold, and then gain 20 swords for each building in range. Supply lines, lose this, then recruit 5 for each terrain in the row. I don't think these are terrain. So, I'm going to do this. That didn't recruit anything. Cool. Then I'm going to do that. That. Horse stable over here. And this up there. Now I need to do something about this gap. Or I could just leave the gap and build over it. Thieves hideout, each building in range 2. So I could do this and just leave that bottom row. I think I'm going to. That way I don't have to keep thinking about it. Because there's no resources to gain for exploring that anyway, right? Buildings in range. Range 2. Gain 20. They'll eliminate 16. Another supply line of 2. Oh, if only I played that supply line down here, that would have been great, wouldn't it? Alright, hold the Thief's Hideout. Prison goes comfortably in this corner. They give each other units, which is lovely. Then this goes on top of here. Now, they're going to get some supply recruit for each terrain in its row. Am I going to let them get stuff? Or are we just going to completely override that? They get that one. And then we just keep building higher. One Thieves' Hideout. Each building in range. We'll just play that. We've got to play one of them really soon, is the problem. Right, so just avoid those markers. Sure. Right, I'm going to stick this here. No, that's the wrong one. I was thinking about the watchtower. We've probably played most of our wood already. Lose 2 for each terrain, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to wood clear. Do I want to wood clear here? I could. Okay, that's actually fine. Then I want to basically get this watchtower as primed as possible for a bunch of gains. That's lovely. Then this. More than 30. Okay. Where am I going to put you? It's a great question. For each building in range. I do this. I don't love it, but I could. I would like to explore this row, if I could, but I don't want to lose all the units that are to come. I guess I'll do this. And then this. Gets more wheat, just barely. I'm fine with that. You care about each building. I'm fine with that. Fine with that. Long piece on the left. Okay. Very little options for that. So much extra wheat, though. You'd love to see it. Can I actually get any more rows? I cannot. Don't believe. I believe there is no more exploring I can do. Love to see it. Okay, these numbers are not nearly as scary. Arrows and arrows get wrecked by swords. I have one big sword, can go into arrows and arrows. Then we want to convert into axes. Biggest axes on the board. It's going to be that one. Well, let's not do this then. Let's do axes and axes, which is 45. No, it's 49. Into these swords. That leaves us with just a few. They then become swords, which take out these arrows. We'll take those swords. In fact, go to that one first. Arrows, arrows. Yeah. That's fine. Lovely. Right, we are short on some wood, but otherwise we're going to be okay. I thought we already had masonry. I have 2 masonries. Can that happen? No, I don't have masonry. I have treadmill crane, I guess. Alright, up to port. Refill defenses. Up to the dungeon. So, upgrades. First of all, mana, you're out. Training camp, you're in, I think. Then erudition, we can. Well, it's only going to get gold back if we need it. We can get it. Where was that mana? Sell the mana. We get some stuff. I would like to upgrade this prison twice. Is that the best use for military gains? I wish I could like hide all level 3 things. Placing a building adjacent to an allied building with the same type, they both gain +8. I'm unlikely to really remember doing that in this last encounter. Alright. Give me prison. Give me more prison. Okay. I think that's sufficient enough. So all of this is 3. Everything except Wood Clearer is a military building. But Wood Clearer lets us get into Fortified Farm, which supports Watchtower, which I'm fine with, I think. Let's do it. Right, we're going to be wood clearing on this right-hand side later then, it seems. Well, this is all not lovely. get shot. God, all of these placements suck. I need my wood clearer over there somewhere. Fine. Take your 15. Get the bribery pay started. Gonna need a long piece down here. No bones about it. God, this piece generation has been horrendous, hasn't it? Am I putting this here? Yeah. Wow, great timing, game. Really, really good timing. Training camps send to each aligned military building. Let me at least get some gains for this. Aligned military buildings. This simply must go in here. Alright, that's a good amount of bribery dealt with. There's our wood clearer, finally. I also need to think about where I'm going to put my stable quite badly. Okay. There is our horse stable. We have any military buildings left? 2. Nothing has good places to go anymore. Okay, we could do a really strong horse into prison. Uh, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 6, 12, 18, 24, 60, 66 twice. I think is worth doing this. That long piece I was not expecting to see come up. These are two of the same piece. Damn it. Okay, that's perfect. We have one more prison. Stick this prison here. We get extra units for both of these and extra from training camp as well. We have no more military buildings. I have no more way to gain units. This bribery has 28 turns left on it. I think we just end now before I screw something up. Okay, 25 axes get shot at by these arrows. And then we just hoover up everything else. And hope the number is big enough at the end. I think it's going to be between 95 and 126. Yeah, we're good. I think I'm just so paranoid about the size of the enemy numbers. I sometimes forget about the size of my own numbers. But that is a huge, huge win on hard mode. $57,710 points. Alright, join me next time. We'll check our new missions, update the progress tree, and then go out with... Is it the Republic? Is that what they're called? Yeah, the Republic need a win on hard before we get to extreme. For now, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.